Okay.
Don't worry, I'll edit this out. I promise I will not just put this video on there with like no editing.
Yeah.
You trust me, right? That's why I didn't want to do Facebook Live, because then you gotta. Okay. Okay. Should have put my phone in airplane. Might do that. All right. Well, I will say that was some very peppy, dulcimer music. I really can't wait to play new music for you folks. And right now, speaking of new music, I'm here live in the studio, the control room at WPAQ with my special guest, Shohei Tsutsumi. Welcome, Shohei. I hate to say it's almost going to be goodbye, and that's why this was so important for me to even kind of a spur of the moment have you come and be interviewed on WPAQ. So welcome.
Thank you.
And tell me, I've just dropped all my notes on the floor, which is, and let me show the folks that are probably going to be watching this video. This is how I write notes. I just put it on a Post-it note. So tell the folks, the listeners out there in WPAQ land, where you are from.
I'm from Osaka, Japan, and I moved to North Carolina 3 years ago, and I have to go back to Japan in 10 days or so.
Well, we're going to be missing you, but I'm so excited that you made this CD, first of all. Here we go, CD. And also that you have been participating in so many contests. And just, I remember seeing you at the Earl Theater, I think for one of our birthday celebrations, probably not long after you came from Japan. And the reason for you to come to America was what, Shohei?
Mainly the music from the Appalachian region, especially old the bluegrass music. That's my main purpose. So.
Did you know about old time music or the difference between bluegrass and old time before you came to America?
Of course, yes.
Okay, well, and you were pursuing the Appalachian Studies degree, is that correct?
Yes.
And that is at what school?
In Appalachian State University in Boone, North Carolina.
And when you came to America to study Appalachian Studies, and you've also brought a friend who hopefully we'll meet here in just a little bit, what were your hopes for your degree? In other words, what are you thinking about doing with your degree when you go back to Japan? Because your plans are to move back to Japan and spend your life probably in Japan. I didn't ask you this beforehand, but probably so, because you have family there and such.
Yeah. If I can find some like a job or something in America, I want to come back. But right now, since I haven't been back to Japan, like for 3 years, so I want to spend some time. And the reason why I decided to pursue the master's degree in Appalachian Studies to like establish myself as a like both like a musician, a kind of a establish the folklore kind of a person. So not just only playing music, I really want to sharing the stories or like history with the people in Japan.
Wow. Do you think that, are there other folks, well obviously you have another a young person from Japan here with you today who is also going to be pursuing the Appalachian Studies degree, is that correct? So there are people interested in American folklore, you said, folklore and American history, and so maybe that might be something that when you go back to Japan, there will be a livelihood for you in that field?
Maybe, at least, yeah, I can maybe find a teaching jobs at college or somewhere, so like some like American culture class or something, I could maybe teach with my degrees. I hope I can do that because I have learned so many and I have been given a lot by a lot of friends here, so I want to kind of contribute to the community by like, giving other people what I have learned, what I was given so far.
Well, I want to ask you one more question, then we'll give you opportunity to play a little bit of music. Here's a thought. Maybe you need to lead tour groups for other Japanese people to come to America to enjoy music or fiddlers conventions. It could be Shohei's summer fiddlers convention tour or something like that. I think that sounds like maybe something that people would go for. Anyways, though, I want to hear some of your music and I want to talk more about your Mountain Dulcimer CD because I kind of thought this came up as of late. I don't remember last year that you were playing the dulcimer quite as much as you are this year, but did I miss it? Because I'm kind of here, there, and everywhere. When did the dulcimer?
CD.
Yes.
I just made it like during the Mount Air Fiddlers Convention. I finished it the day before this convention began this
Oh,
year.
wow.
So like 2 months ago. Yeah.
Oh wow!
And
And you played all the instruments yourself.
Oh yeah, in that yeah.
Wow. Well, speaking of instruments, why don't you get an instrument, whatever you choose, and I'm going to continue talking, and we may have to maneuver the microphone a little bit, and maybe your friend Mako. I'm learning it. Maybe she might be able to. She may have to help us, but you play numerous instruments, I know. And before you start playing, how many instruments did you play before you came to America? How many instruments?
I think almost the same number. So I played fiddle, banjo, dulcimer, mandolin, guitar, bass. Yeah, etc. So I don't remember.
But you have really went to another level, I would say, since being in America. And what about the fiddle? By chance, because I didn't think to ask you this beforehand. Did you do Suzuki violin before?
Not at all.
Really? Wow. Okay. Well, learn something every day. Well, play us something on the fiddle and tell us about what you're going to play. Sorry, that's my fault, folks.
So I played a tune called Chinkapin or Too Young to Marry. That's my recent favorite tune.
Mhm. All right, chinky pin. Do they have chinky pins in Japan?
I don't know. I have to research it. Maybe.
Maybe so. Your fiddling is outstanding, and I know probably a lot of these folks will be passed away, so we're not going to hurt anyone's feelings. Tell me some of your favorite old-time musicians.
I especially like the musician from around this area.
Surrey County,
Yeah, Surrey
particularly,
County.
yes.
So like Tommy Jarrett, Fred Cochran, Kyle Creed, and Eska Hutchins. These other folks who already passed away.
Yeah.
Older folks mainly.
And you've met some. You have met some folks though that are still playing music that I know you have really become really good friends with. And so, any shout outs to those folks that you'd like to make? Maybe like, I like to put people on the spot, and I'm sorry for doing that, but that's just me. Maybe someone locally who might have really helped you. I know I've been seeing some videos of Johnny Gentry helping you make some things. So why don't you tell some of our listeners about some of those things that you've been doing and some of the friendships that you've made, whether it be in the luthier realm or just other musicians that you've liked to jam with while you were here.
Before I begin to talk, let me say that the fiddle I play, the fiddle I made, at the Surrey Community College. Really famous violin Lucia Joe Thrift offering the violin making class every semester, and I took it on my second year, so like 2 years ago, and in May I finally finished it. So it literally took 2 years. But, it's a really good experience because that's a place where I met the Johnny Gentry that Jennie just mentioned, and that friendship also helped me to approach the building different instruments. So I'm still working on my banjo with Johnny, but I hopefully I will finish it before I leave. And also through that kind of a friendship, I also became friends with Mr. Chris Testerman. He was originally from White Oak, but he recently moved to Mount Airy area. But he offered a class at the Chestnut Creek School in Gaylogs I think 2 or 3 months ago. So I took the class. I made my own Darshima, so
Wow.
yeah.
That is outstanding, and I think a lot of both of those folks too. And I have seen you jamming with different people, and I've enjoyed watching you over the last couple years to play with different folks. And I was thinking last year at Mount Airy Fiddlers Convention, you played with David Bass.
Yeah.
And it was amazing because I don't know David, but I just see him every year at the Fiddlers Convention, and he's so talented, and I always loved the Freight Hoppers, and I was so excited to see you perform with David Bass on the stage at the Mount Airy Fiddlers Convention. That was outstanding. Some other things that I was interested in. Is America what you thought it would be like when you got here? I mean, did you have some preconceived notions about what American people or what America in general would be like before you came? Did it live up to expectations, or was it better, or what? I mean, any thoughts on that?
That's an interesting question. I think it kind of worked out really well. How I don't know how to say, but I thought usually the southerner people from this area are generally really kind, really friendly, and I think that's true. I have experienced, so it's a kind of a I had the expectation, and it turned out that's true.
Really?
So, yeah, good.
Well, that makes me feel good that us Southerners do treat folks outsiders well. I hope so. Anyways, and where else have you been in America besides in and around Boone and in and around North Carolina?
So I often went to the Fiddlers Convention, the surrounding area, mostly like Southwest Virginia area, and
Clifftop?
I went to Clifftop 4 years ago. That before I moved.
Right.
I was a graduate student in Japan before I came to Appalachian Science program here. I was doing a field work research, so during that trip I went to Clifton, and I went to actually Santa Cruz, California.
Oh wow.
2013, so 6 years ago. I was an exchange student. I spent there for half a year over there.
Well, what did your parents think when you said I want to pursue an Appalachian Studies degree?
They actually still they don't know what the Appalachian Studies.
They don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. So they said as long as I'll be happy, they'll be fine. They allowed me to go ahead. Rather than they limit myself to something I don't like. Confine myself to something I don't like. I think that's kind of as a parents, that's their hope.
Yeah. And what do they think about? I'm interested to know what your mom thought about American music, and when she came to visit you, I'm assuming that y'all had a jam session or something, maybe at Johnny and Nancy's house. So what was your mom? Did she think, "Wow, my child learned how to do this, and that's amazing"? I'm sure, because I'm a parent, and when all of my children play music, and when you see them learn something new, it makes you very proud, and I assume that your mom had the same feelings.
I think she had the same feeling that you have, so but here's the problem. She kind of listen to the American music, but she really likes Hawaiian music. So she always ask me, "Do you play ukulele?" Oh, mom, I still, you don't have a chance, to learn the ukulele. So she kind of expect me to maybe learn ukulele.
Oh my
as a
goodness.
New, instrument to learn.
Shohei, did you know that ukulele has been in old time music before?
Yeah.
So now that's your next instrument. Now you're gonna have to learn the ukulele, and so next time when you come back to America, bring a ukulele with you and make your mom happy.
Yeah.
Is other thing? Let's see. I have a little list of here. Okay, so your plans next. Be thinking on that while maybe you entertain us with another song.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so I want to know about things like that, and also where folks might be able to pick up your Mountain Dulcimer CD. Of course, they can maybe find one from you at the Galax Fiddlers Convention, and we'll learn more about that. I know you'll be competing. Is that tonight?
I already competed last night.
Last night was Dulcimer.
Yeah.
So okay, well,
I'm competing in the band on Friday and Saturday too.
well, we'll be listening in on our sister station 98.1. So I hope to hear you. And what band will you be performing with? Do you mind to tell us yet, or you don't know yet?
I don't know the name, but I'm playing with Mark Trahan and Trish Four and Chloe Maidet. I think it's Dixie Wildcat or something. I forgot what's the name Trish.
Okay, well, we'll be sure. I hope you get on the aired portion, and if not, folks need to go up to Galax and see you in person. So that's what I'm excited about. And so while you get your instrument, and I'm totally putting Shohei on the spot, and your friend Mako, okay, Mako is also pursuing the Appalachian Studies degree, and from Japan as well.
Yeah.
Okay, well, exciting, and we'll make some pictures here before too much longer too. So now, Shohei, you have gotten your dulcimer. Is this the dulcimer you made?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, with those birds? Are they birds?
That's a bird, bird kind of in the Chris Testaman told me that's Albert and Audrey Hush used. That's their kind of a unique kind of a.
That is absolutely beautiful. Well, I want to get some pictures of that as well. So, just tell us what you're going to play.
I'm gonna play the Cindy. That's on my CD, and also I played at the Galax yesterday. And that's actually first tune I played at the my first contest at Ashe County in just a year ago.
Wow.
So it's a kind of memorable tune, it's a kind of special tune for me.
Okay, Cindy.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, I feel like I'm not even a musician now. I've lived here and I've had every opportunity to learn this kind of music, and I haven't done it yet, and I'm 42 years old. And you come over here and you proceed to learn all this stuff. But that I think that speaks to how driven you are about music, and that is a wonderful talent in itself, to be just interested in something and willing to pursue it, to come across the world to do it. So It's outstanding, outstanding, and what a beautiful dulcimer. And Chris is a very talented person as well. So I have hope for old time music carrying on into another generation and further because of folks like y'all actually that are younger than me. I used to be young too. I don't know what happened. It's going to happen to you though, Lord willing. Though I hope you get older, but you see when you see folks that are maybe they're a generation below you, and you're thinking, wow, I should have done that. But I'm glad that somebody's doing it. So that's outstanding. Anything else that you'd like to tell our listeners? I know that you've got a lot of friends listening, and we have a lot of mutual friends and folks that are going to be listening in. So they're interested to know more about you, as I was as well. Anything else you want to tell the folks out there in WPAQ listening area today?
It's kind of a, so honored to be here because a lot of famous musicians, local famous musicians played here, so the WPAQ, name of WPAQ, the brand of the WPAQ is kind of always, on my mind, even before I moved to North Carolina. And I moved to Elkin in Surrey County last year. So I think, now I kind of finally became a kind of part of the community, to it. And here, before I leave, I was kind of interviewed by Jennie, and
Yeah.
play some tunes. And so I'm really glad and I appreciate the opportunity, I have been given to a lot of folks, really nice folks actually, I think that's really special because in the kind of contemporary world, everyone is really busy with themselves, so usually these kind of friendships are difficult to
Develop. I agree.
So,
I agree on that. That's one thing that we're lacking right now is that people don't have time to connect with other people like they once did because they're so busy. And that's unfortunate in so many ways. Also, one thing that I did want to ask you, and I spoke to you about this in the lobby, tell me other things about America maybe that you are fond of and that you will miss besides the music.
that like almost everything, most of everything is really big, like buildings, house, also car, food. So I would say I'm really stingy. I don't like to spend a lot of money, so I don't have to worry about like I spend some money on food here because they come really in the bigger size. So I think that's the kind of a thing I would miss. I
Go
don't
big
eat.
or go home. That's what we say here.
If I go to go back to Japan, everything comes with a smaller size and you have to pay more. So that's
Well, that's funny. Didn't know what you were going to say there. That's I hadn't really thought about that way, but it's probably something we take for granted here that we do. We kind of indulge ourselves, probably more so, to myself included. But anyways, I have really enjoyed it. I know that you're going back up to Galax this
Yeah.
evening, and you're going to compete in the band contest. So good luck on that.
Thank you.
And I challenge you to please stay in touch. And I know when you go back to Japan, of course, you can listen to our stream. So we've got your CD. So hopefully you'll listen in. Although you said that it's nighttime there, so your mom couldn't listen live. But because I don't really understand how that works, and I very rarely even get out of Mount Airy at all. So to think about Japan, but hey, you know what? My dad actually went to Japan to play music, and so he thought it was a wonderful place. And Okinawa too, and always commented about how the food and the ladies there were so beautiful and so different from America. And I'm just throwing this in there. He was a very big man, very big, very tall, very big, and with long hair. And he said that the women did not know what to think of him. And they thought he was like, I don't know what they thought, but he said, I didn't look like anybody else that was that was in Japan at that time. This has been many years ago, 40 years ago actually. So people were wanting to take his picture because he looked so different. Just like kind of like we are with you. I want to find out more about you because you know, you're not from around here, so we say. But I'm going to play another selection off of your CD. What do you think? Rochester's Odyssey?
Oh,
Is it good? Okay. I'm sure it's good, or you wouldn't have put it on there, would you? But we'll listen to a little bit of Rochester's Odyssey, or Walking in the Parlor, some folks call it. And thank you once again. Good luck on everything that you do. I hope that if you come back to America, maybe you can find time to come back again, or maybe perform on the merry-go-round. I don't know. Might be fun. But either way, keep us updated on what's going on with you. And Godspeed, safe travels as you go back to Galax, and good luck.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
That was kind of amazing. I hope that your mom knows what a big deal this is for you to do all this stuff. But she does, I'm sure.
She understands, but you know, not all things.
Yeah. Can we make a few pictures?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Thank you so much. Mako needs to be in the video too. Hey, Mako, tell us about where you're from.
I'm from Tokyo.
Tokyo, Japan. You must have got off at the wrong bus stop. And good luck at Boone and at Appalachian Studies, okay?
Thank you so much.
Come back again.